This is Thor from TC Electronic here, and this is the brand new Hall of Fame Reverb. It features 2 bypass, run on 9-volt battery or DC supply, and it's totally packed with awesome TC Electronic reverbs. TC are known for making some of the very best reverbs in the world. So whether it's Hollywood blockbuster movies, it's high-end studios or guitar players, TC are first choice, and we spent literally many years developing our own algorithms. And inside Hall of Fame, you'll find the very best of those. So check it out. Even though it's packed with a bunch of different reverb sounds, Hall of Fame is extremely easy to use. We have 4 knobs. The decay knob, which selects how long the delay time is. We have a tone knob, which allows you to match the brightness of the reverb with your guitar, so it doesn't overpower your guitar sound. We have an effects level knob, which allows you to blend in the amount of reverb you want. Hall of Fame Reverb has analog drive-through, which means that your dry signal is never converted. So it's absolutely 100% pure, no tonal degradation whatsoever. The last knob down here is the reverb type selector, which allows you to select between the 10 different reverbs, plus the additional tone print, which allows you to take different artist tunings of the pedal and load them into the pedal. The toggle switch allows you to select between 2 different pre-delay settings. A short pre-delay gives you the feeling of a smaller room, and a larger pre-delay gives you the feeling of a bigger, larger room. It basically takes longer before the sound hits the wall and comes back to you again. So overall, Hall of Fame is extremely easy to use. You just have to dial a few knobs and you get a ton of different great reverb sounds. So let's check out the different tones you can get with Hall of Fame Reverb. In some of the examples I'll be playing, you'll hear a little bit of overdrive, distortion, and some delay. And they all come courtesy of this little grab-and-go board that I actually made for myself, which features a polytune, the Mojo overdrive, dark matter distortion, the Corona chorus, and flashback delay in looper. So in this first example, I'm going to show you the room reverb. And the amp I'm playing through today is a Pro Junior from Fender, and it's one of the few Fender amps that doesn't have any reverb in it. So all the reverbs you'll hear today are coming from the pedal. So let's check it out. Here's the dry sound. So you'll notice that with everything at 12 o'clock, I get a great neutral sounding reverb that just gives me a little bit of ambience to my playing. So let's check it out at some more extreme settings. In this example, I added a little bit more reverb, a little bit more effects level, and a little bit more decay, and then I backed down the tone a bit so that the reverb doesn't overpower my guitar, so it's the only thing you hear. So next up is the hall reverb, and TC are known for making some of the most beautiful natural sounding hall reverbs in the world. So let's check this one out. This is with everything at 12 o'clock. So depending on the reverb type, you can of course get different lengths of the reverb, and the hall gets very, very long, but you'll notice that the tail is still absolutely beautiful and pristine sounding. So check this one out. So next up is the spring reverb, which of course is important to a lot of guitar players. We all love spring reverb, and of course it suits the old Fender amp perfectly. So let's check this out. So here's the spring reverb with a lot of reverb for classic surf sounds, and sorry, I'm not the best surf player in the world, so bear with me. So next up is the plate reverb, and plate reverb sounds great with pretty much all guitar. It's a classic shimmery kind of effect that's great for strumming and finger picking as well. So let's hear how it sounds. Next up is the church setting, and of course you can get some extremely long and beautiful reverbs with that, but let's try it at a more neutral setting first to hear how it sounds, and then we can go a little bit crazy after that. So this is another church example with everything crank, and that'll give you more than 20 seconds of reverb, so it's almost like a looper, but let's check it out. In this next example I'm going to show you the modulated reverb, and this basically means that we added a tri-chorus, so 3 TC choruses, only to the tail of the reverb, so your dry signal remains the same, but the reverb tail gets this shimmery kind of effect that sounds really beautiful and lush. Here's another modulated reverb sound, and I cranked up both the mix, the decay and the tone quite a bit so you can really hear the modulation going on. And I also added a bit of delay from the flashback. Next up is the lo-fi delay, and the lo-fi delay recreates some of the classic early digital reverbs found out there. It doesn't exactly sound pretty, but it's really great for specific types of playing. So let's hear how it sounds. The tile reverb recreates a very small room with the tile, so basically a bathroom type sound. Next up is the ambience, and the ambience basically just a little bit of, surprise, ambience to your sound. So it doesn't sound like reverb, it just adds a little liveliness and openness to your sound. So let's first hear what I'm playing without the reverb on. And now with the ambience on. So hopefully you noticed that the sound just got a little bigger and a little bit more 3D, so to speak. Next up is the gated reverb. And gated reverb is a regular reverb with a gate added afterwards. And it basically shuts down the reverb as soon as I stop playing. So you can get these big reverb sounds while you're playing, and then as soon as you stop, it's just totally dry. So let's hear how it sounds. The last setting on the pedal is called tone print. And what is that? Well, we basically asked some of the greatest guitar players in the world to come up with their ultimate reverb pedal. And they pretty much tweaked the pedal totally from scratch. And what you can do with the tone print is that you can basically upload their tunings into the pedal using the USB on the back here. So you get a brand new pedal tweaked by your favorite artist. It's that simple. Hall of Fame, of course, comes with a default tone print installed as well. And it's a TC tuned one. It's basically a spring reverb with a bit of docking added, and this means that while I'm playing, the reverb is turned down a bit, and when I stop playing, it's turned up again, so it gets louder. And this kind of recreates the classic feel you get from spring reverbs on old amps, where the reverb kind of washes in over you as soon as you stop playing. So listen to this. Hall of Fame Reverb features stereo in-out, true bypass and analog drive-through. And on the back here, you have easy access to the battery compartment. Just unscrew this one big knob here and you have instant access right down here. On top of that, we have two dip switches. We have a buffered bypass, true bypass switch. In buffered mode, you get trails or spillover, so the reverb keeps on ringing when you bypass the pedal. And the lower one down here selects between regular mode and kill drive for use with parallel effect loops. So this is the great new Hall of Fame reverb. Make sure to check it out at your local dealer. And also make sure that you check out all the other videos we have for the killer new pedals we just launched. And last but not least, go to treeselectronic.com/toneprint to check out all the great artists who've done tone prints for these pedals.